Hi everyone, you're very welcome to this presentation on developing your reading strategies. So we're going to use lots of lovely sweets and treats to help us remember new strategies that we can use on tricky words. Okay, so my question to you is this. What do you do when you can't read a word? And what do you do when you don't understand a word? So you might have been able to sound it out and figure it out, but you actually still don't know what it means. So we're going to talk a little bit about what you might be able to do when those two things happen. So here are a few strategies that I'm going to talk about. You're probably wondering what all the lovely treats are. So you might have heard of different characters or different strategies before, like for example, Lips the fish, Stretchy snake, Chunky monkey, all of those. So instead of putting up those characters, I've decided to do something a little bit new that might help you remember even better by thinking about lovely, lovely treats. Okay? So the first one is eagle eye. So this is a really good strategy, and it's one that when we begin to learn how to read, it's our very first strategy that we use. So again, you might look at the picture for a clue, you might look at the front cover, you might look at the back. So especially if you're up on novels where there may not be that many pictures as you read, um, looking at the blurb and reading the blurb and looking for information on the cover and on the back cover might be helpful as well to you. So eagle eye talks about check the picture for a clue. The next one is lips the fish. So lips the fish asks us to get our lips ready for the first sound. So for very young readers just learning how to read, they might come to a tricky word, and what we would ask them to do is to put their finger under the first word, under the first letter in that word, and get their lips ready for the first sound. So it's a physical prompt that we ask children to do, to ask them to literally get their lips ready for the first sound. Okay, so that will help them draw their eye to the beginning of the word. The next one then is an extension of lips the fish. Stretchy snake talks about getting your finger under the first word and slowly checking it across with your finger. Okay, so that's trying to keep it's helping us keep the letters and the sounds together, so we don't have to break it all down and put it all back together. So by using stretchy snake, we're just slowly saying all the sounds without breaking up the word itself. So the next one is chunky monkey. So chunky monkey asks us to find parts in a word. So it's similar to something we might use in spelling where we might clap out a word. This one is where we're trying to find those claps or find those chunks in the word. So for example, if it was the word playful, so you might find, oh, there's play and there's full. So you're using your two fingers to block out parts of the word to find something that you know. The next one is called flip the dolphin. So flip the dolphin talks about flipping the vowel between its letter name and its letter sound. So what does that mean? So for example, you might come to the word gate, and you might start sounding it out saying g, at, e, and you still don't know what the word is. So sometimes we have to flip around the vowel, the first vowel that we meet in the word. So the first vowel in gate is g, eight, s. So we're asking a to say a, and with the other vowels, we'd be asking e to say e, we'd be asking it to say I, we'd be asking a to say o, and we'd be asking to say u. So we're literally asking them what sound does that letter make, or maybe it's actually saying its name in this particular word. So just being able to go between those two would be very, very helpful. The next one is trying line. So trying line is a great strategy for any reader. So basically, it's asking you to do two things. So to try a word that might go there, or else to try rereading the sentence again and then maybe trying a word that goes there. Because what happens sometimes is the word that we think we're stuck on, we're not actually stuck in that word. It might have been an error or a mistake that we made just before that. And then when we're trying to read the tricky word, it couldn't be that word because it wouldn't make sense. So we've changed the sentence coming up to that tricky word. So make sure you just have a quick look back and reread the sentence, and then you might realize, oh, I actually got another word wrong. I'll fix that, and now I know the tricky word. The next one is Skippy Frog. So for any reader, and I think this is a really good one especially if you don't understand the word. Okay, so you might be able to read a tricky word, because you're really good at maybe all of those, sounding out the stretching and the chunking and all of that. Skippy frog is a great one. If we've tried all of the others, maybe just to skip it and read to the end of the sentence. But it's important to hop back then and just double check again. Oh, I know what it is now, because further on in the sentence or further on in the paragraph, I've found out what that word means, or what that word must be, because I got a bit of a clue. So skipping on and hopping back is a great strategy too. So something that good readers do, they don't only just use one of those strategies on a tricky word. You might have to try out a few of them at the same time. Okay, so you might decide, there's a tricky word. I might just use eagle eye, check the picture. No, that's not helping. Maybe now I'll just use stretchy snake and stretch along. That's still not helping. Maybe I'll skip on and go back again and hop back and see, can I fit in a word that I know? So that's using maybe 4 strategies at once for that particular word. So that's good readers go in and out of all the strategies and try 2 or 3 at a time if they still can't figure it out. Good readers also ask 3 questions. Okay, the first one is, does it look right? So if I'm sounding out a word, does it actually look like what I'm saying? So does it look right? Does it sound right? Does it fit in the sentence? Would I say that if I was speaking? So does that sound right? And the last one is, does it make sense? Does that fit into the story? Does that fit into the meaning of the sentence and the paragraph and the whole idea of the story? Does it actually make sense? It couldn't be that. So maybe I'll have to go back and try again. So thinking about, does it look right? Does it sound right? And does it make sense? Okay, so you have lots to think about there, lots of different strategies. Hopefully the lovely treats will help you picture those strategies in your head. Remember about mixing them up and using more than one, and think about the 3 questions that good readers ask all the time. Does it look right? Does it sound right? Does it make sense? Okay, bye for now.